right, the 8th National Assembly is 2 years old, and yesterday we looked at the performance of the Senate in the 2 years it has been in the business of lawmaking. Today, we turn our focus to the House of Reps.
How have they fared in the last 2 years? Nigerians are sitting down and watching what's going on, how they've been adjudicating on laws, even though they are not the law court, but they are the lawmakers. But how have they been making laws in the last 2 years? We have a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Jide Jimo, in the studio. He represents the Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency, and he's here with us. Honorable, it's good to see you this morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
In the overview, from seeing it holistically, how would you, if you have to put based on percentage, how would you rate yourselves in the last 2 years? Now, let's start from there.
Anyway, well, first and foremost, I have to give thanks to the Almighty God, the ruler of heaven and the earth, who has given me the opportunity to serve my people in Lagos State and Nigeria as a whole. And I give thanks to those supporters and the leaders of my party. Having said this, it's laughable for me to come here and now say we have performed or we are underperformed. But whichever way it is, I have been asked, I have been directed, I have been subjected to this. I have to respond, not reaction. Therefore, so far so good. I think we have done bits of what we should have done in the last 2 years at the National Assembly, particularly House of Representatives. Thank you.
So what percentage would you rate yourself?
If you want me to give percentage, yes. I don't want to commit any crime.
Let me help you out.
Okay.
Let me help you out. The Speaker of the House of Reps, Yakubu Dogara, in his 2-year speech, actually asked some salient questions, whether rhetorical or not. I'm not too sure. He asked, have we always placed the interests of our constituents and Nigerians first? Have we placed national interest above self, regional and other interests? Have we been patriotic or partisan? Those are the questions that he's asked. Like you, he was not able to say yes or no. But looking at all of this, really, do you think that the House of Reps has helped Nigeria move forward democratically, constitutionally, and all of that? And some of these areas?
I would say yes, because I'm one of them and I'm involved. Not only that I'm involved, I am actively involved. And I know why I've said this, because I have participated enough in the debates. In the oversight function, I think we have done well. In budgetary provisions, we have done well. In lawmaking, we have done well. We are now reviewing the Constitution. Whether we have done well in reviewing the Constitution or not until it is done. And we now leave every other thing to the table of Nigeria to mark this present National Assembly.
Well, recently about 200 cars were acquired by the House of Reps, and a lot of Nigerians were not happy about the fact that the cars cost so much, about as
3.6 billion.
Yeah, which amounts to about 17 million naira per unit of those cars. Make us understand generally, how often does the rule or the law provide that cars should be made available for members of House of Reps?
Well, I want to say this. When you say the word about 200 cars, I don't think we can have about. Is either 200 or less than 200?
The report said over 200, which means it was a little above 200.
Okay.
But as a matter of fact, 360
was
cars,
meant to, but
360.
But a little above 200 had been delivered.
Yes.
The cars you are talking about should be vehicle. Is it personal or official? That's the question. I want to say here now that car is official car. Okay. For members of the National Assembly and the entire institution of that National Assembly, which is House of Reps. The senators are also entitled to theirs. That is what they have been doing all over the years. I'm just there for the first time. I'm part and parcel of the National Assembly now, particularly House of Representatives. The question is this vehicle, is it official? If it's official, I think it's allowed and acceptable because there are provisions in the budget of 2016 and 2017. If you have that, that means the House has not violated any law as far as that is concerned. If the car is personal, and then I say we are buying this car in the name of Jide Jima, I for one, I will reject it.
But we've heard in addition to these cars, you're going to be getting personal loans.
No, there's nothing like personal loan.
Nothing like
There's nothing like personal loan.
But for Nigerians, they're not saying Nigerians hold on, sorry, let me cut in here. Nigerians are not saying that you don't deserve to have official cars, right? But the question is, in this time of recession, can Nigeria afford this kind of bill, 3.6 billion naira for all members of the House of Reps?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that this budget could have been maybe half?
Of course, you can rationalize. You can rationalize at any point in time. But in this case, we are facing the reality, and we must apply wisdom. The fact still remains that provisions have been made under the budget, and the budget is a law that has been passed and assented to by the president. So the House has not violated any law in this regard. That's one. Two, if the car is meant for official use, official purposes, that is another. But a car cannot be bought in the name of Jide Jima. I will reject it. But if the car is bought officially, it's going to be procured by the National Assembly institution, not House of Assembly, not member of the House of Reps, not member of the Senate. It's going to be procured by the National Assembly institution. If it's being procured under the provision being made in the budget, I think it's in order. That's what I can say as far as that is concerned.
There are so many things that go on in the National Assembly that the people, Nigerians, don't get to understand. And when they hear on the news, they tend to react. This case is one of them. But keeping that aside, do you think there seems to be some level of disconnect between the House of Rep and their members and their constituents? Sometimes when they don't understand, they don't get to see their members to engage and speak with them.
You should expect that disconnect to happen. When you are dealing with 360 members from various constituencies, and you think they will speak with one voice in their various constituencies, it's not possible. The way how we act, and I will move close to my own constituent, might be different from the way somebody that's coming from Sokoto will do it. So I might decide today to say I want to have face-to-face with my constituent.
Like a town hall?
Yes, I always have town hall. But what I'm planning to do now is face-to-face with the honorable members in various wards and localities, CDA, CDC, moving from one place to the other, taking these constituents, my program to the grassroots. That is possible for me. But in some cases, some might not do that. You should expect some kind of disconnect to happen among the 360 and their constituents. 170 million people against 360, that you cannot expect synergy to be all perfect all the time. It can change at any point in time. What will happen in Lagos might be different from what will happen in Edo. What will happen in Edo will be different from what will happen in Zavara. So there should be disconnect. Everything cannot be perfect at the same time.
All right, that's absolutely understandable. But the House has been scoring itself high on the issue of minimizing internal squabbles. But not many Nigerians will forget in a hurry the episode of budget padding, a new lexicon that found itself, a new word actually that found itself in our lexicon, budget padding, that ended up, having the former chairman of the Appropriation Committee, Abdul Mumin Jibrin, suspended. He's still in suspension for about 180 days as it is right now. What exactly went wrong that he had to pay the costly price of not having that representation for his people? In spite of being maybe the #1 or high-profile whistleblower?
That's good. First of all, I want to salute your courage and to thank you, the journalists, particularly the TVC. When this episode came up, I think it was well analyzed by TVC. I give kudos to you.
Thank you, Bob.
But I want to say this, that you are bound to have this kind of crisis in a house of 360 people. You are bound to have any crisis in the house of different culture and different backgrounds.
We understand that that crisis was bound to happen, but the
exactly.
question that Nigerians have been asking, does it mean then that the House of Reps is not on the same page with this president, with this government, when it comes to fighting corruption?
That's what I'm coming to.
Okay.
I want to address the issue you raised.
Go ahead,
concerning pardons.
Yeah.
I think at a point in time I was there, and I said that if you discovered as a journalist that there are some kind of discrepancies or irregularity in the system of operation of the National Assembly, you have the duty to take us up. As far as the National Assembly, I am saying there might not be pardons, there might be irregularities, there might be discrepancies, there might be abnormality. All these are to be trashed out. When Jibril came up with his issue, he first of all did it well, but at a point, he decided to switch over to another sources of various. And we now said, well, as far as we are concerned in the House of Assembly, please come up and do proper investigation. Jibril was being invited to appear before the committee. He did not come. So the committee decided on what to do. At the end of the day, the House take a decision. Decision is banned on him to happen. Fighting corruption should be collective responsibility for all of us. I am not saying Jibril is right. I'm not saying Jibril is wrong. I'm not saying the House is right, and I'm not saying the House is wrong. But what we should do is to ensure that we find a way out and get to the root of the matter. The matter should not be swept away. That's the question.
Okay. Now, there are concerns from Nigerians that at the budget approvals, the National Assembly increases the budgetary allocation to itself. But sectors like education, sectors like health, sectors like agriculture, that is supposed to be in the front burner, didn't get the required standard of allocation. How would you react to this?
Well, let me just, I don't want to react, I will respond.
Okay.
You see, one thing is this. Nigerians as people, I think we always like to get forth from a particular place. Okay. When the issue of budget is on, one would have expected different people to come on board and discuss, make suggestions. They will stand aloof. When after the deal has been done, you will now see them coming up. Where were they when the issue of budget is being discussed? Where were they when the issue of budget is being deliberated? I hope they should have come on board to say, in education, this is what is required. In health, this is what is required. If there's nobody to discuss that issue and make suggestions, whoever that is interested will come up and put whatever thing he likes into his own budget. We have some ministry that at a point they came on board to discuss issue that in this ministry we want this and that, and it was considered. The Minister for Education, as at the time he was defending the budget, what was his proposals? The proposal is it frivolous or not? If it is frivolous, you don't expect the National Assembly to pass it. And they have the right under the Constitution to either reduce or add. Subtraction and multiplication can be done at any point in time during the budget processing. And the National Assembly, under the law of this country, which is Constitution, has the right to do anything when budget is being considered. Don't forget, budget is a proposal from the executive. Until it is being passed by the National Assembly because it becomes a perfect bill. When it is being assented to by the President, it becomes a law. Since the law has been passed, nobody can query it again. You have to wait for next year and come up with suggestions to amend any wrongdoings.
All right, speaking of some of the points in the course of carrying out or carrying on your business in this 2 legislative years, the reps rejected a ministerial slot for the FCT. What exactly was the thinking that went on behind that?
You see,
why that decision?
This is about individual, because you have to vote. Either support, either put yes or no, or you abstain. When you abstain, the majority rejected it. what is the basis for Federal Capital Territory to have an EGG in becoming a minister of Federal Capital or a minister in another place when you are already at an advantage? Advantage in the sense that that is the seat of power. 2, you have Federal Capital Minister. Why do you want to have somebody from that place to become a minister when you are having House of Reps, when you are having Senator? When we were operating the same in Lagos, did we have something of that nature? No. So why should you now come up now to say you want to have that? It's not possible. For me, I will not support that.
Okay. Nigerians have recently, Senegal voted to abolish the Senate and resort from bicameral to unicameral legislature. Mauritania is following in the same suit. Nigerians have been saying that the composition of the National Assembly is really very expensive to run.
And the financial burden.
And financial burden on the people. And a lot of people have been calling on Nigeria, looking in that direction to trim down on the composition of the National Assembly.
Yes, I'm in agreement to that. I've said it here repeatedly, that the size of the National Assembly is too big. 360 members for House of Reps, 109 for Senate. Add it together, 400 and something. It's too much. We are too many. We are putting so much money on that place. We should reduce. And I want to suggest the number of senators should be reduced to 36.
The number of
senators.
Yes.
One senator per state?
Yes. The number of senators should be reduced to 36. While the House of Representatives should be reduced to 150. That's my proposal. I have said it repeatedly, and I will continue to say it.
Not the outright scrapping of the Senate.
No. You see, we are copying this democracy. We are doing this. Did not start from here. We are copying the United States of America. And the United States of America is having bicameral system of legislature. So I am in support of bicameral system of legislature, which is good
but in the past there was a lot of...
The number is too big.
Yes.
Let's reduce it.
There was a lot of talk about homegrown democracy, meaning that Nigeria can tweak it in such a way that it reflects our own peculiarities. But that aside, ASUU has begun an indefinite nationwide strike. They started it yesterday. The workers are still not satisfied with the minimum wage. You have a minimum wage bill still waiting on your desk in the House of Reps. What exactly is the House of Reps doing to actually change the situation, whether you're talking about ASUU or Labour?
Well, let me just make this comment, that it is very sad and pathetic for us in this country to continue to face this kind of strike action from either ASUU as a result of employer and employee disagreement. It's bound to happen. But we should first of all consider the general interest. This will definitely affect the young ones coming on board. We should think about it. That's number one. Number two, the issue of wages is going to be considered at an appropriate time. We are on recess now. The House of Reps will do its own bit. The Senate will do its own bit. We now marry together because it becomes a law. I can assure you it will be addressed holistically.
Honorable Jide Jimo, Representative Lagos Mainland Constituency at the Federal House of Reps. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.